Our Torah is filled with obligations to remember various events, occurrences that have happened to us throughout the ages, an obligation to remember, not to forget. And Yom HaZikaron is a time, not in the Torah of course, but a time that we've chosen to remember ourselves. And it's important at this time to understand how different the Jewish practice of remembering is from those practiced by other nations of the world. Generally, when we talk about national memory, we're talking about history. And people are commemorated and events are commemorated with monuments. But history is about what happened, who the actors were, and when it happened. It's the what, the who, and the when. But the Zechirah of the Jewish people is far more importantly about the how and the why. How did these people give their lives? What happened? What brought it about? And even more important, for what did they give their lives? Why did they give their lives? Why did they have to make the greatest sacrifice of all for us so that we could live as we do today? And Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, as they're placed right next to one another, give us that opportunity to reflect on Yom HaZikaron about who these people were, these great tzaddikim, these great giborim, these great kedoshim, who gave their lives for being Jewish, who gave their lives so that we can live Jewish lives. And to reflect about that during this day. But as we move closer towards Yom HaAtzmaut, we have the opportunity to deal with the question of why and for what. And that's the really important part for us never to forget. These people gave their lives so that we could have Eretz Yisrael. What a costly gift this Eretz Yisrael is. How much blood, how much toil, how much sacrifice, how many miracles of the Ribbono Shel Olam have gone in to making it possible for us to have Eretz Yisrael as we do today for the first period of time in 2,000 years. And with that awareness of the sacrifices that are made, the value that is entailed, the miracles that were given to us in order to make it happen, with all of that in our minds, we have an opportunity now on Yom HaAtzmaut to refresh our commitment to take care of this land, to understand the Kedusha of this land. And Kedusha requires certain levels of behavior. We don't behave in a shul the way we do in the street. We don't behave at the kotel the way we might in the streets of Yerushalayim and in the marketplaces. The Kedusha of an area defines certain behavioral expectations. And I would suggest that as we go through this Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, a bittersweet Yom HaAtzmaut, because we're still in so much pain, so concerned, both about those who've sacrificed their lives, those who are still in captivity in Gaza, those who went through terrible trauma, who knows how long it will take them to heal. And let us not forget the P'tuim, those who've been wounded in battle in the process of defending us. So it's a bittersweet Yom HaAtzmaut, not the usual kind of Yom HaAtzmaut. Let's use this time to reflect and to think, and more important, to recommit to living a life of some level of Kedusha in Israel. The way we treat the land, to be meticulous about its cleanliness, about taking care of it, the way we treat each other in this land, that there's shalom ve'ahava ve'achva, that there's peace and love and brotherhood in this land, that we understand each other's perspectives, that we engage in conversation with one another, and most important of all, support one another through these difficult times and beyond, so that together we have a meaningful day of Yom HaZikaron, a meaningful day of remembering the who, the how, and the why, and a joyous Yom HaAtzmaut, where we commit to living in Eretz Yisrael the way one who has been given such a gift, such preciousness, should feel himself or herself responsible to live.